So on this particular layout, it has the image which will take the type as a story to do this wraparound text. You have this graphic, and then this other item that has the kind of this Grammy Award illustration. So just kind of zooming into this, this is again on a layer hidden, so I can always add a new layer if I need to place this character on there. But when you take a look at something like this, you can use the shape tools, just kind of building that from here. So if I did something like this to try to keep it in proportion or exact measurement with a direct selection tool, and just keep this going the same distance, that gives you at least part of it connected. And then the rest of it, if you're using the pen tool or the pathfinder to build some of these shapes up, or using a combination of it with the pathfinder. So for example, if this is the rectangular shape, the image is pretty small, so you can go a quarter of a point to get the pen tool, and then creating something like this, kind of giving that section with the spacebar held down, using the selection to marquee both tools, and then I have the pathfinder with the subtraction. So that makes it a pretty easy connection for some of these. And then as you're building the rest of them up, you can see some of it may have been missed by the actual designer. So I'll double check that section. But here's an elliptical piece coming across for that section, and then taking a rectangle tool. And as long as that's on the anchor point, and it lines up to anchor, then you're all set. And just do a marquee selection with the pathfinder to make that image connected. So again, just trying to look for easier ways to build this. Here's just try a line segment tool for this one, for example. Here's the stroke, just making it that part. Doing object path and outlining the stroke. And the reason for that command X is giving you the equal distances on there. Could have tried to do the rectangle tool and just stretch it across, or building it a couple different ways. So here's the elliptical shape for that. And then as you get into this character here, trying to build this one up. And it does have the bounding box on it, so it'll allow you to rotate it. You can click the center of rotation to extend it this direction. Try to match it. So it's trying to still think of all the elliptical, think back to the templates, that type of thing. And just rotating it into position. So I'm going to keep that and just kind of use it to help with the next part. So the pen tool, you know, if you did try to match it, you could. So just coming across this piece. And let's see, it could even go right. I'm just going to go for the curve, actually. If I don't do it straight through. So here, I'm just going to extend it beyond here just to show you the other option that you have. If you're trying to keep an equal distance from here, here's the object path for the elliptical shape, and offsetting the path. This is in points because the unit of measurement is in points. So just minimize that down to there. And why that's selected, just to give you a look at the color, it's these two pieces. So it's these two items, and since it's on top, with the pathfinder you can punch that out. Let's see if I got it on top of it first. So these are the two shapes. See if I had that. Nope. Bring this to the front. There we go. So shift key these two and just punch it out. So minus the top. gives you an equal distance there that you could probably draw it, but there it gives you a nice, easy piece to draw from. Same with down in this section here. Taking the pen tool, deselecting everything if I click on that anchor point. And this is all from your, if this was your own illustration from scratch, that's just how you're building it. Here's the punch tool for that. And then just making a marquee selection around these three, making them unified. Selecting all of these with the eyedropper to fill it with that color. And then again, that's the color that it is. Stretch this out. Here's the color. You have CMYK. Remember, you can always go to HSP for use saturation and brightness for that. Group it together and minimize that down. So that becomes your image for the Grammy. And what I was saying, like, is if you go into some of this illustration a little further and want to enhance the piece, this has the award on it, so I'll lock that. But this section is the one that has all the graphics on it here. So there are things, if you wanted to go in and enhance some of this, so let's take a little piece like this. This is actually a mirror going down into it, so if I wanted to do the object path and offset the path, take a look at it, and this time go a little bit smaller. Click OK. And if I go into the color or get the gradients from the selection, can always add something from there. Here's the gradient tool, so it's trying to give you a little bit more function. Maybe as again, as this stretches across, you know, you can also keep it directly from that thickness with the shift key. Anytime you click here, you have an extra piece that you can enhance that with. So it's trying to take a look and see if it needs it to go from a different design from one shape. Here's the entire piece selected, and you can do the same thing. Object, path, offset the path. Make a little bit more. Click OK, and it does give you this type of idea where it becomes a gradient. It'll give you that option to extend across. So it's just kind of giving you some other options to take a look at your illustration for it. Here's the piece or the swatches color, giving that section. Taking a look at that way. And then take a look at these dials. So you have, this is all grouped together. So if I double clicked, I'm in the isolation mode. This one I can copy, edit, paste in place, or paste in front. Make it a bit smaller. Do this part, change this to radial. And that'll give you a little bit more of a selection. Putting a circle in front of it with the shift key, selecting the pathfinder and just popping that up. So it's giving it a ring either with a shape or you could do it with a stroke. So it's just trying to give you as many options as possible. Here's the gradient with the selection. So take a look at the window gradient. Keep that open here. giving this the dial for it. See what that looks like. So you have a couple options there. You can actually place that selection on the top there. So it gives you a couple things to work. If this is in isolation, I can copy it, come out of isolation mode, paste it, place it up there. It's a little large, but that'll give you a stroke. And again, you can use the gradient. So I'm just trying to give you some different options to